So, because deforestation is happening, there are positive and negative effects to the environment, the economy, and also society. In this part of the video, I'm going to be talking you through the impact of deforestation on the soil, the economy, the climate, and the biodiversity. So, first of all, soil erosion. This would be viewed as a negative impact of deforestation. Soil erosion is where the topsoil is removed because the roots from trees and plants have been removed from the ground. Trees and plants actually stabilize the soil layer. Their roots bind the soil together, maintaining its stability. When trees are removed, the soil becomes loose and the topsoil washes away into river courses. When additional soil enters a river course, the chance of a flood goes up. This is because the soil reduces the amount of water the river can hold. Deforestation has also caused economic development. Due to the mining, logging, and farming industry, many jobs have been created for local people, as you can see in this photograph here, where these gentlemen have been collecting the palm kernels from the palm trees. When jobs are created, local people will have more money to spend in their local areas. And so, through the construction of roads, the extraction of natural resources, people have a larger disposable income, which is the amount of money you have available to spend on luxuries, and therefore shops and businesses in their local areas benefit. In addition to this, companies operating in Malaysia will have to pay tax. Tax essentially is a pot of money which the government has and should spend on improving services in their country. For example, schools, healthcare, hospitals, things like that. So, by companies locating and exploiting the tropical rainforests of Malaysia, more tax will be received by the government, which means services should improve in Malaysia. The government will have more money to improve education and healthcare for the younger generations. Thirdly, deforestation also causes climate change. This will be viewed as a negative impact. Through the process of photosynthesis, trees and plants remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and convert it to oxygen. The more trees we have, the more carbon dioxide removed. However, when we remove trees, we slow down the process of photosynthesis, leading to more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is a greenhouse gas. By this, I mean that the carbon dioxide will absorb the sun's heat and trap it within our atmosphere. If trees are removed on a large scale, the average temperature throughout the world will increase. And finally, I want to talk about the loss of biodiversity. Since trees are being removed and the variety of species in the area is being reduced, the biodiversity is said to go down. This means that the tropical rainforest will not be able to support as many different species as it had done before deforestation. Pause the video now to see some notes on these sections. So, finally, the future. In this part of the video, I'm going to be going through 4 different approaches to sustainable management. Sustainable management is where we aim to look after our rainforests so that they will last for future generations. Sustainable management does not mean stopping the different activities in the area, but instead is where we allow the valuable resources to be used without causing long-term damage. And there are 4 main strategies. First of all, selective logging and replanting. I will talk about this idea in a second when I go into the next slide. Conservation and education is where conservation areas are set up. Land is protected and used for tourism, scientific research and education. Ecotourism is where tourist resorts are established within the tropical rainforests. Visitors are encouraged to stay at these ecotourist resorts and learn about the natural habitats of the native species. The money spent by the tourists goes towards supporting conservation projects in the local area. Local people are also employed at ecotourist resorts, and therefore they do not need a job in the construction industries or the mineral extraction industries. Local people are often upskilled. They're given jobs, for example, in the kitchens as chefs or as managers of the ecotourist resorts. And so this type of tourism supports the local communities as well as the environment. International agreements refers to the relationships between countries around the world. Many LICs, like Malaysia, are in debt to HICs. In the past, they have borrowed money to support their development. International agreements includes 2 different projects or initiatives. First of all, I will talk about debt reduction. Debt reduction is where HICs will swap the debts owed by LICs for the promise of forest protection. So they reduce the amount of money the LIC owes them as long as that country promises that they will protect their tropical rainforests. This can also be called debt for nature swapping. And second of all, as part of the international agreements category, the Forest Stewardship Council was set up. The FSC label is printed on products where the paper or the wood has been sourced from sustainably managed forests. By creating such a label, people can identify where their items came from. For example, it might be a notepad, and therefore they can make the right decisions about the products they use and buy. Pause the video now for some notes on all those sections. So, Malaysia. In Malaysia, There are a variety of different sustainable management projects happening at the minute. They've improved public awareness. They've engaged local communities in forest conservation projects. The selective management system is in place. So trees are being selectively logged instead of clear felled, which is where there is a process involved before trees are removed, which is as follows. Ecotourist resorts have been set up and promoted, and protected areas known as permanent forest estates have been created to slow down the process of deforestation. National parks also aim to do the same thing. A national park will be an area of land which cannot be deforested so that biodiversity is protected.